So कोई भी साडा लिसनर जिन्हां नू अपना ये क्रिमिनल रैकेट सस्पेंशन या फिर उसनू क्लियर कराना है उहदे लई pardons.org pardons.org ये वेबसाइट ते जा सकते हैं या फिर 1-877-929-6011 नॉन प्रॉफिटेबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वकीलां नू हज़ारां ही डॉलर देने की बजाय तुसीं एक बार इन्हां दे नाल संपर्क कर लियो और तुहानू ये सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर देने. So exactly what Pardon Canada does.
Sure. Pardons Canada is a non-profit organization that helps thousands of Canadians each year to remove old criminal records by way of a pardon or record suspension. So we help people to remove records so that they are safe to get work and to travel and to volunteer and to rent apartments, because all of that gets in the way if you have a criminal record. And so we help Canadians to do that every single day.
All right. Now, why this service is very important to the Canadians with a criminal record?
Sorry, you're going to have to, I can't hear you. You're going to have to speak up and try that again.
Why is this service very important to Canadians with a criminal record?
Well, it's very important because if you have a criminal record, if you did something stupid or bad in your past, it shouldn't haunt you for the rest of your life. And so our government gives us a second chance by allowing us to remove that criminal record as long as we've been out of trouble for a certain period of time. And it's important because every employer in the country right now is doing criminal checks. So if you did something stupid like drunk driving or assault, fighting, or theft when you were 20 and you're now 30 years old or 40 years old and you're trying to get a job, you can't get the job because the criminal record is getting in the way. But once we get it removed, you are safe to get that job.
All right. So what changes you have witnessed in the past 15 years in the Pardon Canada?
Well, the pardons in the past, we've been helping people do this for 30 years, but in the past 15 years, the biggest changes are that more and more people, first of all, every employer is now doing criminal checks. In the past, they didn't do criminal checks, but now they are. So it's become more and more important to get your old record removed if you want to be safe to get a job. Also, the Americans will turn you away at the U.S. border if you have a criminal record. And that is becoming more and more transparent. So again, once we get the criminal record removed, you are safe to go to the United States without any worry. Now what's happening is even Europe is doing criminal checks starting this year. So again, it's important to get that removed so that you're safe to go to Europe.
So what's the difference between pardon and a U.S. waiver?
So that's a good question. A U.S. waiver is only needed if you've already been denied entry at the U.S. border. So let's say you tried to go to the U.S. and you were turned away because you have a criminal record. Well, now the only way to get back into the United States is with a U.S. waiver. A pardon will not help you. But if you've never been stopped at the U.S. border, then once we get the criminal record removed, you are safe to go to the U.S. and you do not need a U.S. waiver. Which is great because a U.S. waiver is a lot more money and you need it for the rest of your life.
Andrew, you mentioned that Pardon Canada is non-profit organizations. There's any cost to the clients? If there is a cost to the clients, what are they?
Right. So first of all, Pardons Canada, and by the way, our website is pardons.org, because a lot of people pretend to be Pardons Canada, so you have to be careful when looking us up. But there is a fee because we have to pay people to do the work. We have to get court records and police records and our CMP files and put the whole application. But the fee is a reasonable fee. It's about $1,000. And if the person is tight on money, we do allow for payment plans. So we need $250 to start it, and then you could pay the balance over 3 or 4 months.
All right. And how long does it take to get a criminal record suspended?
So that's a good question. The timing really depends on the courts and the police, but it's usually anywhere between 12 and 18 months to get it approved. Okay? Now, I know that sounds like a long time, and it is a long time. But what we do when we start the file is we can issue a legally binding support letter that says the pardon is in process and will be approved. So if the person is questioned by an employer, for example, before the criminal record is removed, they can show them our letter to prove that it's in the process.
So what advice would you give someone who is fairly new to Canada if they do get a criminal record here? What can you suggest them?
Well, this happens. Most people we help are good people, like you and me. They've just done something stupid or bad at a bad time in their life, but they shouldn't be punished for it for the rest of their life. So if they do get in trouble with the police and they get fingerprinted, even if the charge in court was thrown out or dismissed or discharged, we still need to remove the fingerprints. So what I would suggest is, if you do get into trouble with the police, you go to court, you get punished, but then you call us or email us. We have counselors that are available all day long to speak about your specific situation and help you to remove the criminal record ultimately so that you're safe in the future here in Canada for work and travel and volunteering and renting apartments.
Once again, I want to talk about your services. So what should potential candidates use your company's services?
Sorry, ask me the question again. I didn't hear the final part of the question.
What should potential candidates use your company's services?
So what they should do is once they finish court, they can either call us. Our head office is in Toronto at Bathurst and St. Clair, but we help people across the whole country. So they can go online and find our website, pardons.org or pardons.com, both. And then on there's an application that they can fill in, or they can call us, or they can email us, info@pardons.org, and ask their questions. And we will always respond within a very short period of time to help you understand your situation.
Andrew, my last question. If someone in Punjabi community is interested in the service, how can they get hold of the company?
Well, thank you for that question. They can either go to our website, pardons.org, and see all the information there, or they can call our phone number, our toll-free phone number, which is 1-877-929-6011, and just dial extension 1, and they speak directly to a counselor, or they could send an email, and you're also welcome to send an email directly to me. My email is andrew@pardons.org.
All right, so 1-877-929-6011 is the phone number.
Yeah.
So it's a free
and then
private...
just dial extension 1, and they will get right through to a counselor.
Yeah, and it's a free private consultation. And also, anyone who has a criminal record, and pardons.org, pardons.org is the website. You can go there.
Yeah, .org.
ORG, and this is non-profit organization that helps Canadians to get rid of their criminal records. So thank you. Anything else you want to bring to our attention? Yeah. So anything else you want to bring to our attention?
No, other than that, we have 25 employees, and we're always available to help. And we are, it's an important service. It's important to take care of the matter. If you've been in trouble with the police, call us so we can set you free, so that you don't have to worry about not getting work because of it, or not being able to travel or volunteer.
My co-host want to ask you a question. Gurpreet, go ahead, please.
Morning, Andrew. My knowledge with this subject is quite naive. I have a quick question for you. Is there a difference between pardon and a record suspension?
Great question. For many years, since the 1950s, it was called pardons, but they changed the name from pardon to record suspension about 10 years ago. But it still has the same effect. So everyone still knows it as a pardon, but it's also called a record suspension. But the effect is the same. Once the pardon or record suspension is granted, then nothing shows up in the RCMP file, and as if you do not have a criminal record anymore.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.
My pleasure. Thank you. And we look forward to helping anyone in your community and anybody here in Canada.
Thank you.